Hey Cafe crew, it's Colin Smith here from Photoshop Cafe, and today I'm here to talk about Lightroom. So I just got back from Adobe Max, and during Adobe Max there was a big announcement about Lightroom Classic and Lightroom Cc. Now I know a lot of people are confused and people are like, what the heck? Okay, so I'm going to explain to you right now the difference between Lightroom Cc and Lightroom Classic. I'm going to make it really simple for you. So Lightroom, we all know Lightroom. I remember once upon a time it was called Project Lightroom, and I was a beta tester there, and a lot of us were beta testers actually, and then they released this desktop application. Then along came version 2, boxed version, all the way up to 4, 5, 6, and then came Lightroom 6, and they said it's a Lightroom 6 CC. Okay, so just forget for a minute that it was ever called Lightroom Cc. Just erase that from your mind, get selective amnesia, and then just imagine now that instead of Lightroom 6, now it's Lightroom 7, and then instead of calling it Lightroom 7, they decided to call it Lightroom Classic. Okay, I'm not a fan of the name. I know you're not. I know the internet is blowing up over it, and we'll discuss that in a second. But that's what it is. So Lightroom Classic is the desktop application that we've all known. Now, if you're a professional photographer and all your photos are on your hard drives and hiding in your closet somewhere and extra drives and floppies, whatever. Actually, there's no floppies. But anyway, so all your files are there. It still works the same. Lightroom Classic is the Lightroom that we all know and we love, and that is exactly the same. You know, there's some changes. We'll talk about that in a second. So what is Lightroom CC? Okay, so if you remember the component of it, the web component, you know, like the mobile apps and the phone app and the Apple TV app, yeah, there is one, and also the web-based app. Okay, so all of that is this ecosystem known as Lightroom. And if you remember last year at Adobe Max, they announced a new desktop application called Project Nimbus. Project Nimbus was a desktop application that would sync with everything. It was modern, it was cloud-based. Well, that is what Lightroom CC is. Lightroom CC is a system. It's not just one program, but it's the desktop, it's the mobile for the phone, the tablet, the iPad, the Apple TV, and also the web-based applications. Lightroom CC is cloud-based, so all your photos go up in the cloud. So when you create a photo on your smartphone or whatever, that photo is stored on the cloud somewhere, and it syncs with all your devices. So all those devices are always in sync. So that means if you make adjustments on your desktop or you make adjustments on your phone, it's adjusted everywhere, and it's the full resolution files that live there. Now, having said that, when you have the desktop application, you can save those files to your disk as well. So you can also have a local copy, but those will also sync to the cloud. Now, this is designed for people that want to be on the go. This is designed for people that don't want to have all their photos sitting in a closet somewhere, but they want to have them available wherever they are for whatever they want to do. Now, this is not necessarily the best solution for a professional photographer. For example, a wedding photographer, you go out, you shoot 2,000 photographs. You don't want to load all those into the cloud for many reasons. And if that's you, what you want to do is you want to stay on Lightroom Classic. All right, so let me talk about a couple of cool things and not so cool things. So the one thing that everybody's talking about, of course, is what if you had Lightroom 6 and you were waiting, all these new features were coming in Lightroom CC, and you were like, yeah, I'll get those later, waiting for those to be frozen together into one release called Lightroom 7. Well, that Lightroom 7 came, but those features are not going to be frozen in there because now it's called a Lightroom Classic and it's part of the Creative Cloud. So perpetual boxes, ownership of boxes, and DVD-ROMs or digital downloads are no more. So if you're waiting for Lightroom 7, it's not going to happen. So now you're faced with some choices. One, bite the bullet and get a cloud subscription. We'll talk about those in a second. Or number 2, get Lightroom 6, which is still available. You can still get Lightroom 6 for a long time and just stay on there, or find another solution. Those are basically your 3 choices. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the cloud-based subscriptions, because I know some people are like, I don't want a subscription. Adobe just wants my money. Well, this is true. Adobe does want your money. And it's funny because photographers, me counting myself, we're a whiny bunch. Let's be honest. Now, hang on, I'm not saying your claims are not legitimate, but let me just say that we whine a lot. If you want to see people whine, listen to photographers. We have no problem spending $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on the latest camera. We have no problem spending thousands of dollars on lenses. A new holster comes out, we have to have it. A memory card that's a different color, we have to have it. We have to have the latest. We have no problem spending money. And we have absolutely no problem getting on Facebook groups and complaining about people that want to take photos for exposure. People die of exposure. I know this. Don't work for free, don't do it for free, know your value, blah, blah, blah. We love to preach that. We do, and we preach it well. Okay, so here's the thing. So we're in business to make money, so it's actually okay for Adobe to be in business to make money. That's what they do. They're a company that make money, like Canon, Nikon, Sony. Name your favorite company. They're there to make money. That's what they do. You're maybe doing photography to make money, or maybe you're doing it as a hobbyist. Now, if you're doing it as a hobbyist, it's a little bit more difficult. However, now let me talk to you about the subscriptions. The first one, it's not going away, it's not changing, is the photography plan. For $9.99 a month, you get Photoshop and Lightroom. We've always got Photoshop and Lightroom for $9.99 a month. A lot of people complained about it because it used to be the $50 subscription, which you can with all the apps. Okay, so here's the thing. For $9.99 a month, you're getting good value. Yes, I know you would buy the software and you would upgrade it, but if you think about it, what did a Lightroom upgrade used to cost? I think it was about $79 every 18 months, or a year to 18 months. Photoshop would be about $150 to $179, $199 if you were getting Photoshop Pro with the 3D and the video. So we're looking at, what was that, around about roughly $250 to $300 every year to 18 months to do the upgrade. Do the maths. Maths? Actually, we say maths overseas. It's math here. Okay, so do the math. In the United States, maths every other country. And actually, it's cheaper to pay the $9.99 a month. But also for the $9.99 a month, you get Photoshop, you get Lightroom Cc, and you get Lightroom Classic. You get 20 gigs of storage with Lightroom Cc. So, if you're going to do what I'm going to do, is all my main photos are going to be on Classic. That's going to be my main library. But if I'm out shooting with my mobile phone or my iPad, sorry, I don't shoot with my iPad. You see people walking around with their iPad. If you're an iPad shooter, that's cool. And you probably have plastic Roman sandals with socks. But anyway, moving on. So, because you don't. And a fanny pack, don't worry. Anyway, so if you are one of those people who are shooting mobile and, Lightroom CC is great. All your photos are in sync. So I'm going to do that. When I go on vacation, maybe when I do shots I want to do for my training, or photos I want kind of everywhere, like maybe textures or some clouds or things that I want to have access to, I can just plug in my drive into my computer and I can put those on CC and those will be there when I need them. I don't want my whole photo library on there. I'm never going to put my whole photo library on there. So for me, those 20 gigs are going to be more than enough. However, if you want to get more than that, you have to pay an extra $10 a month. So for $19.99, you'll get 1 terabyte. Another plan that's available, if you're one of those people that don't use Photoshop at all, and you're just a Lightroom user, you can get the Lightroom subscription for $9.99 a month with 1 terabyte. Of course, if you don't have any devices, like you don't have a computer, all you're using is a phone and a tablet, I think it's $7.99 for that plan. And of course, if you're the all plan, the $50 a month of all the Adobe apps, then for that, you get 100 gigabytes of storage. Okay, so disclaimer here, I don't work for Adobe, I don't work for Apple, so these opinions are mine, they're not Adobe's opinions, they're not Photoshop Cafe's opinions. Well, they sort of are, because I am Photoshop Cafe. So these are my personal opinions. If you agree or disagree, that's fine. I'm very happy to discuss that. So keep an eye on this channel where I'm going to be talking about the new features inside of Lightroom CC, and I'm also going to be doing some tutorials talking about the new features inside of Lightroom Classic. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the subscribe button, become part of the Cafe crew. You'll get a new tutorial, usually 3 times a week, but at least once a week. If you like this, smash that like button into dust, which I know a lot of people are not going to like this, and that's fine. This is not for everybody. And add a comment. And actually, I probably am afraid to look at the comments right now because I'm going to have people tell me, I hate you, you're a monster. I'm going to have people say, thank you for telling the truth. And I'm going to have people tell me I'm a sellout. You know how the comments go. So anyway, I've got thick skin. Add the comment. And until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.